friends, it's MEV. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get into this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, let me know what you think of my channel, if you've watched any of my other videos. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I do my best to, I'm not super great at Twitter yet, but I definitely do post a lot on Instagram. So go follow me over there and subscribe to this channel. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Just sort of a like chilled, kind of laid back video. I know I'm in a new spot. This is my living room. This is my couch, because this is really the only day this week that I'm gonna have to film. And so it's like, it's 6:30 at night right now. I'm not used to filming at night. So I've got my ring light on, and so the lighting's different than what I normally do in this video. So I'm sorry if it's not maybe the best or if the quality's a little strange, but I'm doing my best with what I have. And so yeah. Today's video, I really wanted to use my Kathleenlights So Jaded palette. This is the palette that my husband said that I could get when I reached 25 subscribers on YouTube. I'm now up to 37 subscribers, and I still have not used this palette on camera. So I really want to make sure that I give it its moment and use it. And so I think I want to do a like monochromatic eye look. Like I think I want to use these colors. I really want to dip into this emerald shade, but I don't really know if those are going to work super well. But either way, this is going to be like a monochromatic green look, and using the Kathleenlights So Jaded palette. So if you guys are interested in this video, then just go ahead and keep watching. All right, so I already went ahead and filled in my eyebrows. I know that everyone does them off camera, and that's always one of the things that's annoyed me the most, but it really does take a long time to fill in eyebrows and kind of get them perfect and stuff. And so if you guys want an in-depth tutorial on how I fill in my eyebrows and why I choose the colors that I choose, like for my red hair and stuff, then just let me know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and first I'm gonna prime my face, and I'm going to use the NYX Bear With Me. It's a multitasking spray, and it says it can prime, set, and refresh. It says it's sensitive skin friendly. I just picked this up recently, and I've used it as a setting spray and I really liked it, but I haven't used it as a primer yet, so I'm gonna use that as a primer right now. It has a really nice mister on it, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and go straight in with foundation. This is also a new one that I recently picked up, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth. It says it's normal to dry, and I got it in the shade 110 Porcelain. It does look like it might be a little bit dark on me, but I think that this will probably come in handy, because I also think that a lot of times I end up picking foundations that are just a little bit too light on me, so I don't think it's necessarily going to be a bad thing. Oh, I just dumped out a lot of product on the back of my hand. Yeah, so I picked this up recently, and it was so, like, I'm pretty sure that I had this foundation when I was in high school, and high school was a while ago for me. And so I used to use the matte and poreless one because I didn't understand at the time like what what it means to like actually know your skin type and why it's important, and I was just like, matte and poreless, I'll never be shiny, heck yeah. And so that's the one that I grabbed. But it's crazy to think that like I used this in high school, and high school was like, this year will be 7 years since I graduated from high school, which is crazy. I'm only 24. It's like, it's crazy to think that it was that long ago. And it's so funny because my husband and I were just talking about this the other day, and he made this joke that Like when parents now, like when they tell their kids to respect their elders, we now fall into that category. Like we no longer fit in with like the high school crowd anymore. Like it's just so crazy because you don't think like, oh yeah, like of course you're not in high school anymore, so you're not thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with high schoolers as a 24-year-old, but like you don't think of yourself as old at 24 years old or anything like that. But you think about like the kids working at McDonald's, like we were there and they literally looked like babies, like little small children. It's just like crazy. It's crazy how different things are when you get older, and like we're not even that old. We're both 24. It's just like, it's just crazy to think about like how different things are. So sticking with the theme of products that I used in high school, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. So it's a multi-use concealer. I got it in the shade 115 Warm Light. This also kind of looks like it might be a little dark on me, but I think I got like the second lightest shade. So this is the packaging. It's got that little like sponge thing. I'm gonna crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it. Okay, I'm just gonna dab this under the eye. It's definitely pretty yellow, but I don't think it's gonna be too dark, so that's good. I actually don't mind things that are pretty yellow because I'm like naturally pretty red. Oh no, I got it in my eyebrows. So I like things that are a bit more yellow just because I feel like it helps cancel out a lot of the red, but that's just me personally. I have not used this concealer in a long time, so I'm really interested to see how this wears, how it sets down, stuff like that, because again, it's been like years since I've used this concealer. All right, I feel like that looks pretty good. I'm just using whatever is left on my like sponge and kind of hitting some of the other points of my face that I like to be highlighted. I'm definitely super dewy, so I think this is gonna be like a great summer foundation, and like something to wear. It doesn't feel that sticky either. Like it feels sticky where I just put the concealer because it probably hasn't had enough time to set yet, but like up here and down here, it doesn't feel sticky, so I don't even know if I would really need to set this. I'm going to right now just to take down some of the shine, but I really don't think that I would need to set this because it looks really pretty just as is. So to set this, I'm gonna go in with the Tried and True Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder in the shade 110 Fair Light. I didn't realize that there would be so many Maybelline products in this video, but it is what it is, I guess. I definitely am not some like crazy beauty guru who has hundreds of different products to choose from, so I can always use like new products in videos or whatnot, or have lots of different things to try. Like I said earlier, I only have 37 subscribers as I'm filming this, so it's not like I'm getting crazy amounts of PR or any PR actually. So I know, I'm sorry if it maybe is kind of annoying to have a lot of repetitive products in my videos, but I also know that like from other YouTubers, they've asked like, do you prefer when we use like products more regularly, or do you want us to like always be using new products? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people prefer when you use products a little bit more regularly, just because not a lot of people are beauty gurus and have lots of makeup and can use lots of things. So yeah, next I'm gonna go in with blush, and I'm gonna use a new shade that I haven't used before, but I'm really excited. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Cheeky. looks really light, but I feel like this is gonna be a really nice like summer shade or like spring shade. And so that is so pretty. I really like this blush. This is like such a pretty, like it, obviously I'm like, I have blush on, but it doesn't look like it's like crazy pigmented or like a lot. It just looks like a very natural kind of flush for my skin tone. And so I can already tell that I'm gonna absolutely love this blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with some bronzer just to bring a little bit more life to the face. I don't usually like to use bronzer, but I'm trying to get better at it. So this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in the shade Ticket to Brazil. It looks like this. It's a really light bronzer, so, and it does have a bit of a sheen to it as well. So just tap it off. And I kind of like to put my bronzer or my contour in like the same place that I put my blush, basically, and kind of let the two of them blend together, because I like to put my blush and bronzer and contour like really up high so that it just really like lifts my face up and gives it a lot of nice dimension. So I've got my bronzer on. It's a really nice like subtle bronzer. I do think that I would like to maybe get a little bit more intense of a bronzer just so I can really play around with that, since I haven't really before. But for now, I think that this looks good. So last thing for the face is just highlighter, which I'm going to use my tried and true, my absolute favorite, the Essence Pure Nude highlighter in the shade 10 Be My Highlight. This is my favorite highlighter brush. It's the Real Techniques brush, and it says it's a contour brush. It looks like this, but for me, it just fits so perfectly right on those tops of my cheekbones that this is just the perfect highlighter brush for me. And as you can see, this foundation is really nice and like glowy, so you really don't even need to put on a highlighter, but I'm going to anyway. It's just so pretty. And like when I'm looking straight forward, it's like the perfect tone for me. So you like can't see like the stripe on my face or anything. It just like looks perfect. It's the best highlighter I own, honestly. Like I own more blinding highlighters for sure. But this one, it's just so naturally pretty and it just looks so good on the skin. And I love it. I couldn't ask for a better highlighter for me personally. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the Kathleenlights Colourpop So Jaded palette. It's just such a pretty palette. Like there's just so much that you can do with this palette. There's so much you can work with. So I'm gonna go in first with the shade Geodude, which is the shade right here. I'm just gonna take a really nice big fluffy brush and just start packing this in my crease. I'm just gonna do one eye on camera so that editing isn't going to absolutely ruin me. Definitely still learning how to edit, and now that I'm getting better, I'm trying to like add more things, so it just takes longer, but like I want to make the videos better, so it's just like an internal complex. But I'm just gonna do one eye on camera for you guys right now, and I'll do the other eye off camera. So I'm still just taking Geodude and making sure that it's really blended out and nice and diffused in the crease. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the shade Jade. This is my first time dipping into this shade, and I'm just so excited. This is like that perfect like military green color. And so I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna pack it all over the lid. It's such a pretty color. I definitely do have some fallout, so I'm about to wipe this away and hopefully it doesn't leave my eyes green. Just gotta be like super fast and light with it. I think I'm good. I think I saved it. So now I'm just going to wipe off the brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush, and it's just like a flat like shader brush. So I'm going to wipe off the excess and then I'm going to start blending that like harsh line right there. And you want to use the brush angled both ways. Like you want to put it like directly in this way into the crease, but you also want to switch it and move it this way in the crease, so that way you guys you can get the best blend possible of that line. Okay, so now that it's like been diffused a bit, I'm gonna go back in with my first blending brush and go right back into Jaded and start running those two together. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the same like flat shader brush that we used to put down the jade color, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Stoned right here, just on the outer corner a little bit, just to sort of deepen things up. And I'm just using the same blending technique. So I laid it down right on the outer corner, and now I'm just blending it in, and I'm changing the way that I'm holding my brush as well to make sure I get the best blend possible. All right, so I don't want to bring that color too far into the inner lid, so I don't want to like take away from the jade shade, which I am going to wipe that same brush off again and go right back into the jade shade, because I do feel like when we were blending, we took away a lot of that really beautiful green. So I'm just gonna go back in and re-pat it on really gently so that we can still have that beautiful army green shade. I feel like that just brought the whole look right back to life. Now I do have a really weird inner corner, so it does look a little funny, but hopefully by the end it won't look as weird. So then for the lower lash line, so I'm gonna go in with another flat shader brush. It looks like this. This is a Sephora brush. It's the Precision Shadow brush. And so it's the same idea, but it's just simply less dense. So it's a little bit easier to work with, because I do kind of want to not intensely blow out, but I do want to have a good like color on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Jade, tap off my brush, and just start diffusing this along the lower lash line. If you don't want something this stark on the lower lash line, you could also go in with Geodude along the lash line, which I'm actually going to pick some of that up and kind of put it right underneath the Jade shade, just to help blend things out and add a bit more seamless transition for everything. I don't normally do looks that are this dark, so this is new for me, but I do really like the way that this turned out. But like I just said, because I don't normally do looks that are this dark, I really want to give myself a real nice like pop on the inner corner. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Peridot or Peridot, I think it's Peridot, and just take a small brush, just a really small brush like this, and I'm gonna pick up the shade Peridot and put that right in my inner corner. So I did take that shade just a tiny bit up on the like inner corner and down on the lower lash line, and made sure that it's nice and bright right in that inner corner. And I feel like that just adds a really nice, fun pop of something. So I'm going to go do my other eye off camera, add some liner, and put on some mascara, and I'll be right back to do some lips, and we'll be all completed with this look. All right, everyone, I am back, and I went ahead, did my other eye, put on some eyeliner, and did my mascara. For eyeliner, I used another tried and true product. This is the e.l.f. liquid liner in the shade Jet Black. It looks like this. It's a brush tip applicator that looks like this, and this is my favorite eyeliner. It's so easy to get really nice and thin lines, and I love this liner. And then for my mascara, I tried out the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High mascara. I've been trying to get my hands on this mascara for weeks, and I will say that my lashes do look pretty good, but do I think that they look better than any other mascara? Not really. I didn't curl my lashes, and they are like standing up pretty good, and like they look really nice, but I don't know if the wand is my favorite because it's like really flexible. And so your lashes get kind of clumpy because you can't use it to like really rake through your lashes. So I'm gonna have to play around with this a bit more. I like it. I will obviously continue to use it, but I don't know if it's like this holy grail mascara that everyone says that it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with lips because I feel like this look definitely needs a lip. I'm gonna use, this is the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout, not Pelt, gel lip liner in the shade Bear to Comment. Looks like this. It's just a really pretty neutral shade, or like a pinky nude shade. I'm gonna put it right in the center of my lips. I'm not actually going to line my lips with this, just to add some color right to the center. And then I'm just gonna kind of dab it. Raw Beauty Kristi does this technique where she like puts most of the color in the center of her lips and kind of diffuses it out. It's kind of hard for me to do that on my lips because my lips are so small that there's not really enough room to like diffuse it out. But speaking of Raw Beauty Kristi, I'm gonna go in with her Colourpop Luxe Gloss in the shade Wildflower. It's just this really pretty pinky color, and just add that. It's not really like a color, like it is pink, but it doesn't really show up pink on the lips. It's just a really nice, like, juicy looking gloss. I used to never be into glosses, and like when I used to be into makeup in like high school age, but now that I'm like older and like liquid lipsticks just like suck everything out of my lips, and even like lipsticks don't wear as well, like I don't know, I just feel like they don't like wear off the best, where like a gloss, it just gets not glossy anymore because most glosses don't have a ton of pigment in them. But anyway, I'll stop rambling. So this is the finished look of this really pretty kind of monochromatic green look, again using the Kathleenlights and Colourpop So Jaded palette. So I hope that you guys like this video, and if you do, please actually like the video, comment down below, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this look. Let me know if you recreate it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to this channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.